That's what it's called. It's called notching the blade. Yeah, when you damage a blade. I knew it was something like that. Yeah, but I notched my fucking fancy ass Wusthof knife. I was very upset.
Oh, the Germans make great knives.
I switched to a Japanese knife immediately.
Germans and Japanese, there was something about being on the losing side of World War II that they poured a lot of knife investment in it. They're like, we're going to give the best knives in the world. And
I got a knife sharpening kit that comes with like 4 different whetstones. And you start out at like 400 grit and you go all the way up to 8,000 grit.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time I'm at 8,000 and I'm polishing this fucking knife, and it's got like a guide that clamps onto the back of the knife, so you're at the perfect angle continuously always. And then when you're done with that, it's got a stropping leather, which is that thing you see barbers use in the old movies where they're strop. And what that does is like the edge of the blade becomes like this, like all these fibers of steel that are like sort of going everywhere, and the stropping brings them all in and like bends them all into the same direction.
And there's like a diamond paste on the leather too, right? Like of some sort.
No. I mean, maybe that's a feature of others.
How do you strop it? You just smack the leather on?
I have the leather like threaded through a handle in my kitchen, and so I pull one in taut, and then I like run it along it, like the blade away from the cutting edge, like I pull backwards with the sharp end facing away. If that's
that makes sense.
Translating.
Does it make a cool sound, like a satisfying? I'm about to go into battle, Lord of the Ringsy sound.
No, nothing like that. That's a sound effect that wouldn't have even happened in real life in any sort of like when they draw a sword out and it goes shink. Like that's bullshit. You're pulling a sword out of either bamboo or leather. That
is a bit of movies I'm fine for them to keep. I like the shink. I like
my knife is so sharp though. It's incredible. I can take a piece of paper and it just flows through it. It just flows through it. It's sick.
I used to do a lot of woodworking, and I participate in these online communities, and woodworkers are always sharpening chisels and plane blades. And so that's where, and knives are a similar type thing. So, but like, there's effective sharpening where it works well on wood. And then there's online sharpening where I take pictures of my polished edges and show them to the other woodworkers and say, look how long my e-penis is. The point on my chisels, the last like 1/8 of an inch, 3/8 or 1/4 of an inch, whatever, is like you could do your hair in it. It would be so perfect. Yeah. I was into that for a while. I sharpened a bunch of different ways, sandpaper on glass, oil stones, wet stones, diamond stones. I had a Tormek with the stropping wheel, leather that you put a paste on. And there's a bunch of ways to do it. I tried them all looking for the best. And really, wet stones are my favorite.
Yeah, I don't have all that experience you have, but like I did a lot of research, and I got like a $60 whetstone kit off of Amazon, and I love it. Like it got a rubber base that the blocks lock into, so they stay really stable. And I've almost cut myself so many times, but so far I've only nicked myself a little bit once. But because the thing is, like the reason I want a sharp knife is I've been eating salmon, and the way Gordon Ramsay prepares salmon is he cuts the skin, these slits in the skin, and if you use a dull-ish knife, it just rubs the scales, and the scales start like flopping off, like you're almost scaling the fish now. But with a sharp blade, it's just like, and it makes these nice slits in the skin side, and then you can put seasoning in those slits and cook it skin side down. It's just really nice.
Say sharp knives are safer, right? Like that.
Yeah, because you're using less force. So
yeah, dull knife, you might push hard on it and have like starts and stops and an unpredictable behavior. But a lightsaber like knife, you just does what you ask it to.
I think it's a double-edged blade in that regard. Not to make a pun, but I've never hurt myself with a dull knife because I if it stops cutting, I have time to readjust my hand and my grip. Use that stupid like grip like this.
The Gordon Ramsay thing, where you got your
like every chef, this little claw thing where the worst thing you can do is shave the back of your fingers or the back of your nails more likely. But with the sharp knife,
take a finger off probably.
I've tapped my finger and I look at it and I'm like, oh, I'm good. And then I look back and it's bleeding. Like it's so sharp that it's like, oh, I'm fine. Oh wait, no. It's like in the movies where the guy gets his head cut off.
Yes.
And he's like, ha! You missed, and then he like falls apart.
Yeah.
I don't know. So yeah, it's a lot easier to use a sharp knife. I'll say that. Like when I'm cutting bell peppers, it's just like chop 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 chop, and the bell peppers apart. Like it's real. It's very
If
satisfying.
I get into knives, I'm going to be one of those fat guys that goes to empty warehouses for competitions in front of embarrassed girlfriends and wives, and I just smack into ropes and I throw it
That is a
at Mountain
glorious
Dews.
description. I love that.
It's just like these guys are just standing. I love it because I was looking up knives on Reddit because I knew there was going to be some community on Reddit where people are way too into knives.
Yes.
It's called Knife Club, and there's a guy in an orange shirt and a big black beard just walking around dominating this course, and only people in attendance are like politely sitting girlfriends and wives. Like, oh yeah, well, I told them to get a hobby, and here I am. I didn't realize it would be expensive and stupid.
They're all like my poor wife when I learned to play ice hockey.
That's a lot less shameful. You're going to play a sport with other men.
Other
This
boys.
isn't shameful either. This is pretty cool.
Everybody
It is
else
pretty
was
cool.
10. But
But like that, it's easy to make fun of, but I guarantee they give you a dry. Like if you show up to one of these places and they're like, "Yeah, take a dry run with my cool ass blade," you'll get like into it. Be like, "No, I can do it faster. Which one more time, please?" Come on. I mean,
it seems really cool. And oh, the kinds of things they chop is very interesting to me, right? So I know from my little woodworking thing, I can make a blade really, really sharp that will look amazing against paper. But it's not durable enough to. You chop a log a couple of times and try to take a wedge out of it, and the point is so V'd, almost like a line, that it gets dull quickly. I could make a different one that's wider, like an axe, that's not going to lose its edges quickly. And those competitions, they're cutting rope that's hanging, not against the ground. They're cutting hanging rope. They're cutting wood. They're cutting metal, maybe. Like they cut.
We're cutting tennis balls where like there's a little chute on either side, and the guy just stands there like.
That's the impressive part.
And then a ping pong ball rolls through next, and I couldn't tell, but I think he hit the ping pong ball too.
I saw a guy on Reddit say, "I make video. I sharpen knives for like a profitable hobby, whatever you call that." And he takes a piece of paper, he stands it up, and he cuts standing paper. And that's impressive. It's very, very sharp, but also based on my knowledge of knives, you cut wood with that thing, and it dulls quickly.
Yeah, those are chef's knives. That guy makes these Damascus steel chef's knives. I went to his website. Everything was sold out. I was like, Reddit beat me to the punch. Guess I'm not getting one of these. That's the chef's knife I have now, and I love it. It's actually I didn't know it.
The
but like
Amazon link.
Yeah, I recognized it the other day in one of Binging with Babish's videos. So it's the knife that he uses as well for whatever that means.
That's a nice, expensive knife.
I like
That'll
it.
last
I like
your
it a lot.
whole life.
I would hope so.
I got my wife a knife in this class, and she says it's not a good Christmas present. But I think she just wants worthless shit. She wants jewelry. She just wants jewelry. And I try to explain her that jewelry is stupid, but she's a slow learner. And she thinks the jewelry is cool and she just wants something shiny. And I get her something useful year after year, and she won't learn. I don't know what's wrong with her.
This is the other
What
one
the
I have.
hell, Jackie?
I start the Wusthof knife is the most recent link. That's the one that I notched really badly, and now I hate to even pull it out of the drawer and look at it because it upsets me. I need to find like a professional knife fixer who can fix a notched blade because it's upsetting.
Yeah, that's a pricey knife to nick, or what was the term
I was
again?
notched, I believe.
Notched.
I think it was a turkey. I think it was a turkey that I had fried for Thanksgiving. And I just sort of pulled the leg to the side and went, no, I think I was cutting the legs or the wings off of a turkey before I deep fried it.
Look at that.
Anyway, it fucked the blade.
The one that you notched is literally, when I said I got one for Jackie in that class, it's this one. It's the Wusthof knife. Yeah.
It's the same one, yeah.
See, she should like that knife. It's not like you got her a tactical pocket knife. Like that's a really good,
excellent knife. I did so much research. I love the handle, the grip. It's great. I put it in the dishwasher, even though they tell you not to. I've watched it 30 times in the dishwasher. Nothing bad happened.
Yeah, why would they tell you not to?
I don't know. It probably damages the handle to some extent. But if the handle ever goes bad, I'll just have somebody put a cool custom handle on it.
I just
Well,
made this up.
ceramic
I
knives
could be wrong, but I think that it
No.
has to do with banging around. Like you don't want that knife to be against the forks and butter knives and stuff hitting the blade.
Oh, I put it in this special little plastic like cage thing my dishwasher has. It doesn't get dulled or do anything. No, don't fuck with ceramic knives. Like
I don't have any. I didn't know.
Yeah, it's one of those buy nice or buy twice things with like most cookware. Like I was thinking about like if it's pots and pans, I get cast iron for everything because stainless steel is too expensive. Copper is a gimmick, and non-stick is not only going to make your children's penis small, look it up, but they scratch up and get ruined.
That's a trap. I'm not fact checking it.
That's true.
Cal's right. Cast iron is the way to go.